We are going to be showcasing Prime DJ Mighty Mouse Johnson, UFC 186, where he landed a last-second armbar against Horiguchi. Not familiar with him because I wasn't watching MMA all the way back then, but we're comparing him to his old model, seeing how much better he is compared to the alter ego that dropped. And he's significantly better with his cardio, his grappling, his kicking ability. Let's get into it. To be honest, I usually do that, so you could dictate whether it's worth it to spend the coins. It is 15,000 coins. I think he's worth it if you know how to grapple and kickbox very well. You know, if you're primarily a striker, maybe this alter ego isn't for you, but facing a Brandon Moreno. So for the most part, with Mighty Mouse, I recommend really chopping down the leg to even out the power. Because if I do chop out this Brandon's leg, I'll take his power all the way down to like 85 by the time his leg is chopped up. So it will be a lot easier to deal with the boxing. Even though the move levels are high, if you take away a lot of their power, it makes it a lot easier to deal with them and to avoid getting hurt. And of course, working the body and using that stellar footwork to just make them miss and get them tired to make your grappling so much easier. Because if you're just shooting takedowns immediately, it's going to be very easy for them to react to your takedowns. So you definitely want to give them threats on the feet, especially in the first round. See, like we already kicked his body a few times with some really good body kicks. His body health is down a lot already. So that's just going to make his stamina go down lower as he keeps missing and getting hit to the body. He's constantly throwing a lot of hooks. Look at that, we shoot right under one of his punches right there. We're able to get the takedown. He goes down and he wall walks up the cage to get to the fence. We're going to take his back and we're going to drag him down to the ground. See what he does here. He goes up, we deny. He goes up again. We're going to put him in a rear naked choke. See what direction he goes to. He goes to the left, we deny. We're going to wait. He goes to the right. We're able to latch up a deep rear naked choke. So he's pretty much in trouble. If he gets denied again and gives me another chance to posture up or to attempt another submission. See, look at that. We deny up right here. We're going to lock in a nice arm triangle. He has no stamina, so we're going to wait to deny him anyways to make sure we get the most GA. Since we denied, look at our GA. It's full, so it makes it impossible to deny. And he can't race it either because you have all that GA, so it's going to be way too fast. So definitely, like he has 97 takedowns, very high submission offense. So 5-star arm bars, of course, because that's how he won his fight at UFC 186. I believe it was a top mount last second arm bar. I believe so. So that is crazy that he pulled that off. I remember one of the fights I seen as a highlight was he like suplexed somebody and caught him with the armbar in midair. Just fantastic stuff. Wish he was still in the UFC. Wish he never left. It would have been cool to see him versus like, you know, Pantoja and some of the other flyweights that are up and coming. But yeah, we got a pretty good Brandon Moreno player that's good with the boxing, and he knows what he needs to do. He needs to smother my kicks and make it a boxing match because he is Brandon Moreno. He's not really going to be able to kick with me well at all. But we're winning our exchanges. He's blocking low a lot because even the body jabs are being blocked. Fire off a nice head kick. Look at that. We double up. And there he goes. He rage quits. Easy win right there. I thought it was going to be a challenging fight, but once I read that he was blocking low a lot, that's why I fired off the kick. And then the second one after that, it's very unpredictable. You know, he knows I'm a good player, so I'm pretty sure he wasn't expecting that. Facing Alejandro Pantoja, his strengths are pretty much everywhere. After some recent buffs he got, like his kicks are crazy. As you can see, we do get caught with a nasty head kick right there. And his boxing, the power, the 100 chin, his submission ability is next to none. So these two are pretty much the best all-around picks. If you want to do everything, they have strong takedowns, strong submissions, but you know, I love having a lot of cardio and speed and footwork, so I tend to use Mighty Mouse a lot more than Pantoja. But we just got to take our time because we can't get into long exchanges with Pantoja's because that 100 chin will definitely help them win. Plus, they have way more power. They have 95 power. So if the leg is not chopped up, they're going to be hitting us with 95, 96 power. So you definitely have to be very skillful as far as in controlling the engagements and using distance and kickboxing and just making people miss with footsies, going in and out the pocket, being unpredictable. Just like that. We're in and out. And he threw a kick out of range. We countered him, went to the body. I mean, like, look at the stamina. This is flyweight, too. You know, stamina, it doesn't go down fast at all. Relatively slow. People are able to put a very high pace in flyweight. So the fact that I got him down already, a good 15, 20%, that's a great start. This is also a 5-rounder, you know. I know most of my fights can end pretty quick, but you know, that's not the type of mentality I have when I'm fighting. It might seem like it, but I'm worried about winning the rounds. Most of the time, the finishes come to me. That's why I try to tell you guys, definitely take your time. Because I'm just taking my time. It might look like I'm trying to finish him or I'm going crazy, but I'm really not. This is how I play against anybody, especially if you play against really good players. If you're chasing that finish right away, it's not going to fare you well. We end up clinching him up right there. Landing some nice body uppercuts out the clinch. Right there, we just clicked R1, X, or circle, depending on your stance. And we're able to slam him down to the ground. He goes right. We deny. We're still holding him down. He goes right again. We're just going to lock it in. I hate holding people there and just denying it like 20 times. It feels like immersion breaking a little bit, so I'm just going to lock it in before the round ends. Going to try to get another submission here. We do have 10 seconds left. And almost just like the fight, we get a armbar. On to the next one. This is going to be your guys' toughest matchup because a lot of people use Royval, so he can match your cardio. He can match your kicks pretty well. And he is about the size and reach of like a lightweight / welterweight, it feels like. So, and his boxing is next to none. You know, it's very, very good. 5-star snap jab. Just the speed of his combos. The move levels are very high. So you're going to have to really use your footwork a lot and bait them into missing. Using your head movement. You know, when they are in close, trying to force the boxing, using those knees, using your clinch. And, of course, your grappling. Usually I don't grapple immediately. I usually try to wear them down a little bit with striking to start. Unless I'm getting hurt really, really bad. If I start getting rocked once or twice and things are just not going my way, I will shoot a takedown. But if I don't need to, and I feel like I'm having some success like right there, I'm going to wait till later in the round. Or even round 2. It just depends. I want to get the stamina down a little bit so it's even easier to maul them on the ground. As far as in ground and pound and submissions, it just makes my life a lot easier. And instilling those habits, like I just mentioned, are going to help you beat, you know, better players and people you probably couldn't beat before, you know, watching some of my videos. You know, you're going to have to set it up with the striking. Because then you got them thinking about the boxing, your kicks. They're going to forget all about the takedowns. You know, obviously, if you face like a really, really good player, they could manage both. But it's still going to help you win a lot more. Especially if you guys like to mix up grappling. I know some people that watch my videos, they might even grapple in real life. And they just love wrestling. I would recommend definitely getting better with the striking. Checking out some videos I got for striking tips. It's not as hard as you think. It's a little bit more complex than grappling for sure, but if you are a grappler, definitely use those calf kicks. Calf kicks are really quick. The harder low kicks, you could time them here and there, but in UFC 5, they've been slowed down a bit. They're easy to check. So what happens is when you do chop the leg down, you get more GA for your takedown. So you see that meter above? The more it flicks to the red, that's giving me grapple advantage for a faster takedown. So if his leg is chopped, I basically get more GA for my takedowns and I have more opportunities to take him down. And his takedown denial window is a lot smaller. So it's going to be harder for him to deny takedowns. We also take away footwork and about 30% of their power. So if you are a grappler, learning to time these low kicks and calf kicks is going to be crucial to you being a successful grappler. And most of the time, if you're using a pure grappler, they're usually not the most powerful, strikers in the division. So definitely chopping down like a Dustin Poirier or a Conor is going to serve you so well. And it's going to make the fight a lot easier, especially if you're stronger in grappling. If that's your stronger point, then, using those low kicks, watching some of my striking tip videos would definitely help you. So we're going to continue doing the same thing. Might look for a takedown, we might not. Depends what happens. Look at the stamina lead we already have. I would have more, but this is flyweight. Flyweight, stamina is just not really balanced. It lets people throw entirely too much. I'll be honest with you guys, that was a good move. He went for rubber guard. I didn't know he had rubber guard. So he's able to get us into mount. And big mistake by our opponent. He didn't take advantage of mount. He even tried to ground and pound a little bit before getting up. And what that tells me is he is not a good grappler, and he is terrified of the ground. That's going to encourage me to take you down again. If you do get a dominant position, even though you might not be a great grappler, try to do some damage or something. Especially if you get full mount. If you get full mount, posture up once, and then just get up. But he didn't even try to do that. So we get a rock right here. We're going to turn our single leg down. And we get the takedown. He's going to go up. We deny. So we're going to see what he's going to do here. We're going to go to full mount. He goes up. Just punch him for that GA. So we're going to try to land some ground and pound. We end up rocking him right here because he was trying to frame. So we did the elbow. Right there, since he was rocked, I was able to hold R1, L2, and flick down for the arm bar. He has to be rocked in order for you to do that. That's a good way to get in a submission or even finish the fight. I've won fights like that. We're going to deny him again. We're going to put him in an arm triangle this time. He has no stamina. We deny it to the right. And just like that, we got a submission victory. Respect to my opponent. You guys are not going to see it, but he complimented my grappling and just said it was a good fight. So much respect to our opponent. And that is the showcase for DJ Mighty Mouse Johnson, the Prime Alter Ego. Enjoy.